You woke up in the body of Narcissus. The first thing you feel is warmth, not the kind you are used to, real, alive, as if the sun itself had entered through the walls. Above you are wooden beams, darkened by time, cracked, carrying the scent of resin and summer heat. Through the gaps, streams of golden light drift across the room, dust floating slowly within them. You lie on a soft sheep's hide. Nearby on the floor stands a clay jug of water, a wreath of dried laurel tossed aside by someone's careless hand, and beside it, a small bronze mirror turned face down. You do not know why, but you do not want to touch it. Outside the window, a stream, birds, distant voices. You rise to your feet, and in that moment you understand, this body is not yours, too light, too perfect. You are Narcissus. Memory comes in fragments, like a dream after another dream. You are the son of the river god Cephissus. Your mother is the nymph Liriope, the most beautiful of all river maidens. When you were born, people said even the gods were jealous. You were only a few weeks old when your mother carried you to Tiresias, the blind prophet whose pale white eyes saw farther than those of any living man. She asked him only one question. Will my son live a long life? Tiresias remained silent for a long time. Then he spoke quietly, almost unwillingly. Yes, if he never comes to know himself. No one understood his words then. Your mother laughed, believing the old man was speaking in riddles, and carried you home. You grew up in Boeotia, a land of hills, forests, and rivers, and with every passing year, the prophecy became stranger and stranger. For how could someone never know himself when everyone around him did nothing but look at him? Today begins like every other day. You step out of the house and the world freezes, literally. A woman carrying a water jug stops in the middle of the road. An old man standing in his doorway forgets what he was about to say. Children stop running. You are tall. Your hair is the color of dark honey, curling softly at the temples. Your eyes are like water before a storm, gray-blue, carrying a cold light deep within. A body sculptors tried to recreate in marble again and again, and always failed. Girls throw flowers at your feet. Young men follow behind you without understanding why. Nymphs emerge from rivers and forests just for the chance to look at you once. But you do not truly see them, not because you are cruel, simply because no one feels real to you. Every word sounds like the reflection of someone else's words. Every gaze feels like the echo of someone else's desire. You hunt alone, in forests untouched by people, where there is only wind, birdsong, and the scent of pine resin. There, life feels easiest. One day in the forest, you felt someone watching you, light as the touch of a falling leaf. You turned around, no one. Only shadows between the trees, frozen too quickly. Her name was Echo. Once, she could speak beautifully, endlessly, without stopping, but the goddess Hera cursed her. Echo had distracted Hera with stories while Zeus secretly met with the nymphs. The punishment was simple and cruel. From that moment on, Echo could speak only the last words spoken by others. For months, she followed you through the forests, hiding behind oaks, concealing her face in the shadows of rocks, loving you the way only those who cannot express love truly can. One day, you shouted into the forest for no reason at all. Is anyone here? Anyone here? The forest answered. Come to me. To me! Echo stepped out from the shadows. Her arms reached towards you. Her eyes were filled with years of waiting. You stepped back. No, I will never be with you. With you, she repeated softly. And then she left. Into the mountains. She stopped eating, stopped sleeping. Day after day, her body faded away until nothing remained of her except a voice. They say it still echoes through the rocks to this very day. The gods heard everything. Not only Echo, the cries of those you had rejected reached Olympus itself. Young men weeping through the night. Girls throwing wreaths into rivers. Nymphs vanishing deep into forests from grief. Nemesis, goddess of righteous vengeance, the one who guards balance. She is not cruel, she is precise, and she made her decision. Let Narcissus feel what he has caused others to feel. Let him love and never touch. Let him desire and never possess. Let him finally come to know himself. On the day you hunted in the forest, something in the air changed, as if the world had suddenly grown quieter, as if the birds had fallen silent for 1 second longer than usual. You did not notice. You were thirsty. It was noon. Hot. Suffocating. Your feet carried you to a hidden forest spring, small and concealed among moss and ferns. The water within it was perfectly still, clear as polished glass. You sank to your knees. And you saw him. In the water. A face unlike any you had ever seen before. Dark hair drifting around him like black seaweed. Eyes the color of a storm-filled sky, carrying that same strange cold light within them. Lips slightly parted. A gaze calm and endlessly deep. You reached out your hand. The surface trembled. The face shattered into ripples. You froze. Waited. The water became still again, and he returned. You smiled. He smiled back, and something inside you broke. You spoke to him for hours, in whispers, asking why he would not come out. Why every time you reached for him, he disappeared. You did not understand. Not for a very long time. And when you finally did understand, it was you, your own reflection, and you fell in love with it more deeply than you had ever loved anything in your life. Narcissus remained beside the water. 1 day, 2 days, a week. His body weakened. Grass began to grow around him. He did not eat. Why would he, when the object of his love was always there, always watching, always smiling? He cried, and the reflection cried with him, but he could never embrace it. Never. One morning, golden like all the others, Narcissus closed his eyes. When the nymphs came to bury him, they found no body. In its place grew a flower, white petals, a golden heart, leaning toward the water as though still staring into it. Since then, it has been called the Narcissus. You fall asleep. Who will you wake up as next time?